What's up, guys? Santa here. Had to take a break from the North Pole because it is UFC Tampa. We have a great fight night ahead of us. In fact, I have no pants on. That's how excited I am. So without further ado, let's bust it wide open. First fight is Josephine Kjutsen versus Piera Rodriguez. I like Kjutsen here. I think despite the fact that Swedish MMA is absolute dog shit right now, she's a slight breath of fresh air. I think that she is a little bit more well-rounded and has a little bit better fight IQ. That's really all I can go off on a fight like this. It's WMMA, and I like the favorite. So what can you say, guys? Yeah. Then we have Davy Grant versus Ramon Travares. Travares is having some issues at home. He recently had another drive-by attempt. So him or his brother had to be involved in some gang-related stuff, and that brings a lot of stress, man. It's hard to bring that into a fight when you're fighting a guy like Davy Grant, who is a vet, right? Ramon is new to this, and Grant is true to this, man. And he has had some losses lately, but he didn't look bad. In fact, he arguably won some of those. They were really close. And I just can't trust Ramon enough to pick him in this fight. If he wins this, I will change my tune because it is that close and it is that big of a step for him. I think they see Grant's age and they look at his record and they're like, yeah, he might be past it. I don't believe that to be true. I would like to see Ramon win. I'm half Puerto Rican myself, and so is he, so it's cool to see us do good things. I just don't know if he's going to do good things in there Saturday night. So we'll see, but I'm going to go ahead and take the dog, Grant. Then we have Miranda Maverick versus Jamie Lynn Horth. Miranda Maverick does everything Horth does, but 3 times better. Should be an easy win for her. She was supposed to be facing Tracy Cortez again, and it got called off. By the way, guys, I have a sinus infection. The weather here is killing my nose, so please bear with me if I sound like Urkel or something, okay? There's always a couple of my patented sniffles when you watch these videos, but there will be a little bit more this time, and please forgive me. Then we have Miles Johns versus Felipe Lima. Miles Johns is fighting at featherweight. I don't like that at all. Lima is a killer out there, man. I'm really high on this guy. I think that he does everything Johns does, but 3 times better. I think this is an easy fight for Lima. And Johns is going to be a little small out there fighting at featherweight. He got a complete style of an opponent change. So nothing says I'm putting my money on Johns. Could be wrong, but it's how I feel. Then we have Sean Woodson versus Fernando Padilla. Padilla is live here, guys. He has a style that can give Woodson trouble. That being said, Woodson has a style that gives him Padilla trouble. And Woodson always finds a way to win, guys. Somehow this guy is just tricky, crafty, has that weird body type, and I don't know, the judges just like him. I think it's close, but with it being Woodson and some of the decisions he's gotten in the past and just the way he fights, man, I think he pulls it off. So I'm going to go with Woodson. Nothing wrong if you have Padilla, though. And then we have Yoel Alvarez versus Drakkar Klose. I'm going to take Alvarez. I think he's better everywhere, man. I could see a submission or a late TKO because Drakkar Klose does tend to make fights close, and he does tend to fade in the latter half of the fight. And if he does that here, he's going to sleep. So I will take Alvarez. Michael Johnson versus Otman Azaitar. We got 2 old guys here, but who has been tested more? Who has higher level competition? Who still has that power? Johnson has looked like he was gone and then came back, and looked like he was gone and then came back so many times, man. He ain't losing Azaitar. I just don't see it. Unless he just has an off night and Azaitar just puts way too much cage pressure on him and he doesn't ever get a chance to fire off or something. I think he's going to win, man. I think he's going to win by knockout. Johnson is a high pick for me. Navajo Sterling versus Tuco Tucos. Quite some names, man. This is we got 2 creative parents for each of these, or 4 creative parents for each of these fighters, right? I think they're 2 Contender Series guys. Don't know a lot about either one, but judging by their last fights, I think that Navajo has the more upside for sure, and he'll be my pick here. And the odds makers agree; they have him as quite a big favorite. So take that for what you will. Then we have Adrian Yanez versus Daniel Marcos. Daniel Marcos could definitely win. I think that he is the favorite here for a reason. But Giannis has fought way better competition. And I think competition matters. Y'all hear me say it all the time when I break fights down. You know, I don't go into detail because I try to keep these short, but I almost always will tell you who's more well-rounded, who has a better skill set, who has more power and things like that. Giannis, I just don't think I don't think he's chinny. And I just feel like this is the perfect fight for Giannis, man. Stay away from the leg kicks. Keep the pressure. Just don't get in a dogfight. And I feel like he wins this. At these odds, man, I like him as a dog. So I'm going to take Giannis. I may flip on that one. That is a close, competitive fight, guys. But I think that Giannis can take everything Marcos has and give it back. So yeah, the leg kicks could be a problem, but dude, you know, at the same time, Jonathan Martinez is that guy. He did the same thing to McGee. I don't really put a lot of stake into that. I think we have two really evenly matched fighters, and we have to look at who they fought. So for me, it's Adrian Yanez. Victor Petrino versus Dustin Jacoby. I almost said Justin Jacoby. Yeah, Dustin's past it, guys. This dude has let me down. I have no upside on him anymore. I think Petrino is going to run through him. I think we're going to have an early KO for Petrino. I'll be shocked if Dustin wins another fight in the UFC, man. Like, if it goes late somehow, maybe Dustin takes it. But I think we have an early finish for Petrino, unfortunately. Well, I like them both, so who cares, right? Manal Kape versus Bruno Silva. I'm actually going to take Bruno Silva. I think, believe it or not, he's more well-rounded, more heart, more dog, and if it goes later, he's the guy who's going to dig deep. Manal Kape should style on him early, but when it goes deep into deep waters, man, when they're really in these scrambles and he puts that pressure on Manal Kape, I think Manal Kape will fold. Yeah, I think Silva's a solid dog. I'm going to take Silva. And then we have Cub Swanson versus Billy Quarantillo. I picked Billy at first, and then I really looked at it, and I realized Billy is not a young guy, and Cub has fought better competition, again, going back to that, still has power, looked good in his last fight. Is he past it? Yeah, but he's not washed, man. Like, he could hurt a guy like Billy. I think Cub wins this, dude. I think Cub's a solid dog, and I believe those lines are going to flip. So get on Cub now. Because he's a solid dog, and you want to get him now before he flips. I believe that that's the way that the lines are moving right now. And then we have Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. I think Buckley's going to open up a fresh can of whoop ass and wash it down with a warm glass of shut the fuck up. I think it's going to be a one-hitter quitter. I think Colby's going down. Now, if this is the old Colby, and they fought a few years ago, I think his pressure could be a problem for Buckley, and he could kind of crowd him and cause some issues for him. But it's not old Colby; it's old Colby. He looks old, and he's not gonna be able to do what he does for 5 rounds and not get clipped by a guy like Buckley. I put 3 units on Buckley by KO. And I believe that I will see that Saturday night, man. It is a Buckley fight all the way. So that's it, guys. Let me know who you have in the comments below. I will tell you a few that I'm confident on, just for those who have stuck around this long. I like Buckley high. Swanson is a great dog. I think Silva's a great dog. Petrino, I'm really high on. I think he's going to win. Yanez, medium confidence. Sterling, yeah, he should probably get it done. Johnson, I'm high. I think he's going to win that one. Alvarez is a good pick, man. I'm solid on that one. Woodson, tentatively. Lima, I think he gets it done, guys. I think that's a solid parlay piece there as well. Maverick, of course. Davy Grant, medium confidence. And then Kyutson is about medium confidence as well. I will tell you who I'm going to parlay and everything else down below. I'll get it to you tomorrow. And until then, I appreciate the love, appreciate the hate, appreciate the discourse. Let me know who you have down below. And let's get paid. Toodles.